I'd like to talk about transitioning from loud places into quiet places. This is a bit of a bugbear for people with tinnitus. We can all remember as teenagers going to loud concerts and then going back home with ringing in the ears, and in the morning you wake up and it's gone. Because when you're in a loud situation, we're not designed to be in really loud places. Over millions of years, the loudest things we ever experience are a roaring waterfall or a lion or a thunderstorm. So modern day man has real problems adapting to really loud speakers in a club, for example. This is far too much for us. So as a coping strategy, when we're in very loud situations, our eardrum muscles tighten and the whole physiological place gets rigid to brace itself against a hugely overwhelming vibrational force that comes in. That's a protective mechanism to stop far too much loudness being translated into the nervous system. So it's like a physical braking that happens. Also, the central nervous system dumbs itself down. It sort of numbs itself. It desensitizes itself to cope with the overwhelming loud noise. And so this is an internal response to hearing. And so when we go home, the whole system gets a bit thrown out of kilter, and it's sort of like semi-traumatized hearing system creates it's in this very sort of activated, traumatized sort of shock state from a loud concert, for example, and you get this phantom limb experience into the sudden drop from loud to soft. You get this compensatory tinnitus appearing. And then hopefully, as you go to bed, you relax enough and the whole system resets itself and rebalances itself back to normal. If you've got ongoing tinnitus due to trauma, loud noise exposure, or stress, or just too much life stuff building up and you haven't released it yet, so you have a bit of an overwhelmed system, it can be very activating to go from a very busy, noisy place into the calm of your home or the calm of the bedroom. So while you still have tinnitus and while it's still an issue, I really recommend just some very simple tips to help you settle into the new room of quiet that you're walking into. Many people struggle at night time when they go to bed. It's quite a mental time, it's a heady time, you're full of stuff from the day, and suddenly you're in bed and you're no longer in body mode, you're just in head mode. So it's incredibly helpful when you get into bed to go straight into body practice. Clenching, relaxing, running commentary technique, lifting limbs, stretching gently, just really gentle, easy body stuff to switch out of head mode into body mode. It's incredibly calming, very soporific, and changes channel from hearing tinnitus and silent room into feeling body mode. This is very likely to send you off to sleep in a much calmer state. So it's not helpful to be playing games of fighting and murdering people on the computer, or watching TV horror films just before you go to bed, because the subconscious mind finds it traumatizing and it keeps you in a state of red alert. And the last thing we want with tinnitus is to keep your ears listening out for danger. We want you to feel very peaceful, calm and relaxed, happy, safe at bedtime. So into body, snuggledy, cozy, felt sense experiences at bedtime is very good. In the daytime, if you go from a busy office into a quiet room at home, sometimes this is enough for people to feel a bit overwhelmed. Ooh, I feel all my stuff. I hear all the buzz of my system. So once again, walking into a room, it's quite often a time when we notice tinnitus. This is a really good time just to take a moment. You can take 5 breaths, breathing out through the mouth, in through the nose. Close the lips and just let the in-breath equalize in. Taking 5 breaths is long enough for you to let go of a train of thought and just to sort of ease back into your body. Or you can walk into a room, imagine you're going to do some ironing or something, and it's just very quiet, and you're a bit overwhelmed, you've got life stuff, your tinnitus is grabbing your attention. Maybe just do some very gentle movements, kind of make up your own Tai Chi, or do some stretching from side to side. Just be a little bit physical. And just do this for a minute or so. You don't need to take a long time. It's just sort of nice, relaxing, calming, soothing movements. Breathing, stretching, moving very slowly around the room. Humming, singing. It's incredibly good for you to enjoy singing a song or humming, and to state the obvious, this is a brilliant masker. You're listening to something hopefully enjoyable and pleasant. Fantastic thing to do. It's physical, it's enjoyable, it's a good, healthy, happy masker. So all I'm saying is when you go from loud to soft, noisy environment to quiet environment, if this is activating your tinnitus, just take gentle, positive action. Just a quick movement in body mode. You can dance or stretch for 30 seconds, and it means that you settle into the quieter place much, much more comfortably. And if you do this regularly, you're going to have really positive associations with going into quiet places. And you're going to be all the while undoing the tinnitus. You're going to be unsticking the mind from it, taking the focus off hearing and dropping into physical, calming body mode. This is going to make life very, very much more slippery for tinnitus.